your cake will be stuck to the cake tin, and that will be disastrous. Disastrous. Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna do an Arctic roll. Huh? What is an Arctic roll, I hear you ask? Aiya, that means you must be very young. But those of you who know what I'm talking about, you must have grown up in the 70s because Arctic rolls were the rage. It's basically a Swiss roll, but inside is ice cream with raspberry jam. Cranberries are a native berry from the US, and today we're using cranberries. You probably know it as the cranberry sauce. In Singapore, you probably eat it during Christmas when you have a turkey. These are dried cranberries. They're good for snacking. You can put them into salad. They're full of vitamins and flavonoids. In particular, they got this called proanthocyanidins, which is very good for people with urinary tract infection. Today, we're going to use it because of the beautiful red color and also because it gives that beautiful tartness, a little bit of contrast to the sweet ice cream. This is half a tub of vanilla ice cream. Let it soften a little bit. We're going to put some cranberry powder onto it. You can use it to mix smoothies, you can mix it into yogurt. In this case, I'm using it for ice cream. Fold it into the ice cream. It gives it a nice ripple effect. By adding this, you're making it healthier because you're adding some vitamins and flavonoids into it. Okay? Now, cranberries are actually naturally not sweet at all, which is why most of the dried cranberries have added sugar. You can look for cranberries with less sugar, or if you can get hold of frozen ones, that's even better. So we're going to mold it into a log. We're going to use a plastic bag, just a normal plastic bag like this. There you go, it's a nice log. I'll put it in the fridge for another hour and then I will firm it up a little bit more, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then leave it overnight in the fridge. Now that the ice cream is ready, we're going to get the cake done. It's actually a chiffon sponge, so we'll start by separating the egg whites and egg yolks. The yellow team, we've got the egg yolk and the sugar. We'll add in the oil. We're going to add some salt and vanilla essence. Okay, now we're going to add in the milk. We'll just slow it down a bit. And now we got the flour, which we're going to sieve first. Put it on a low speed. We're going to slowly add in all the flour. You just want to mix it so that the flour is all incorporated into the yellow. That's a bit more. That's the yellow team ready. Okay, so now we're going to whip up the egg whites. Now, this is a very important part of the recipe because you got to whip up the egg whites so that it's just nice. The first stage is to just beat it until it's a bit foamy. This is where you add cream of tartar. The cream of tartar is an acid, and the acid will help to stabilize the meringue. Then the next part is to add the custard sugar just when the bubbles just become very small. If you want to reduce the sugar in your cake, reduce it from the yellow part because you need a certain amount of sugar in order to stabilize that meringue as well. When it starts to turn glossy on top, you want to keep a really close eye on it because you don't want to overbeat it. If you overbeat it, it becomes dry, then your cake might crack, and also it's very difficult to fold into the yellow part. So I used to whip egg whites at a really high speed. Then a good friend of mine told me actually you should whip it at a lower speed so that the bubbles are more delicate and small. See, that's nice, silky, soft peaks. So this is the right stage. So add the whites to the yolks, 1/3 at a time. You want to gently fold it in. So once all the whites have disappeared, you put in another 1/3 of the whites. Take your time to do the folding because it's not going to collapse. It's quite stable. You got to be really gentle with your batter, okay, especially this folding part. Once all the whites have been mixed in the yellow and it's nice and even, it's ready to put into the pan. So it's time to bake the cake. I've got a tray which is a 9" by 13". Forgot to mention that I've already lined the cake tin with some baking paper. That's very important. If you can get one that's just 1". That would be perfect. We're gonna just tap it on the table to get rid of some of the bigger bubbles. Alright, and then pour the batter into our cake tin. Okay, so what we want to do is to give the pan a few taps just to get rid of the air bubbles. Time to bake the cake. So you want to preheat your oven to 170 degrees and bake the cake for about 20 minutes. When you poke a testing stick in, it should come out nice and clean. So the cake's right out of the oven. You need to work fast because we want to roll the cake while it's still warm. So we're going to flip it over. So that's the bottom of the cake. We're just going to peel off the bottom. The skin should come off nicely. So now we let it cool for about 10 minutes. Cut off the sides. We're going to put the sides here. Because remember, we're going to have a whole log of ice cream inside. So when we roll this cake, we don't want to roll it too tight. We want to have enough space for the ice cream. Now we're going to let it cool completely. Because we rolled it already, so it's nice and curved, we can remove all this cake. The first thing to do is to add on our cranberry sauce. Look at that beautiful color. You can see the little pieces of fruit. Gives it a bit more texture. So this is the ice cream that has been in the freezer overnight. It's only this shape because after 1 hour, when it's a little bit more hard, I went in to mold it into a nice log shape like this. So okay, roll it really tight. So what you're going to do now is to put this into the freezer and then freeze it for a few hours. Okay, so this is the Arctic roll that I did actually yesterday. As you can see, it's nice and frozen. This is the stuff that I grew up eating when I was a kid. But now we've got one with cranberry inside, the extra vitamins and flavonoids. You got your cake, you got your jam, and of course you got your ice cream. Isn't that pretty? So there you go, this is how you make an Arctic roll. It may be the world's first cranberry Arctic roll for all I know. We got the extra vitamins and the flavonoids. Still not health food, but it's healthier. A bit more lah. So now we get to try the cranberry Arctic roll. Actually, you need to cut it and then leave it out for a while. So it's been out for about a few minutes now. It's so nice. My cranberry has a very unique tang to it. Really gives it a bit of a zing. For those of us who grew up eating this stuff, it's going to bring back some nostalgic memories. And for those who haven't discovered it yet, what are you waiting for? Go make yourself an Arctic roll. And remember to pick up some US cranberries while you're at it. Until next time, happy cooking.